On today's episode, a summary of Season 2 of the Calorie Conundrum Podcast.
Welcome to the Calorie Conundrum Podcast with Coach Strick. Join us as we expand the weight loss conversation to beyond just calories and dare to ask the question, why does eating less and exercising more sometimes not produce the desired results? Here's Coach Strick to discuss this Calorie Conundrum.
Well, hello everyone, this is Coach Strick, and today I will be doing a summary of Season 2 of the Calorie Conundrum Podcast. Before we get into the summary, I would first like to thank all the guests that have made this podcast possible. Sharing our stories and lessons learned, we may help others who may otherwise struggle for years and not know there may be solutions to their problems. I would also like to thank the listeners of the Calorie Conundrum Podcast. This podcast has been quite a bit of work to put together, and it would be all wasted effort if there were nobody to listen to this information. Because of this, I would also like to ask a favor. If you have listened to the Calorie Conundrum Podcast and enjoyed it, please share it with someone you know that may be in need of hearing these different ways of thinking. The slogan of the podcast is expanding the weight loss conversation beyond just calories, but this mentality or way of thinking can be applied to health in general. The basic premise is if you're sick, overweight, or in pain, and what you have tried in the past hasn't worked, keep searching. The answers are out there, and I hope this podcast can lead you towards the answers you are looking for. In the first episode of Season 2, Episode 21, Calorie Conundrum's Mission, Vision, Core Values, I expand on the why behind the podcast. Listen to this podcast and let me know if you are in line with our mission. On Episode 22, Anxiety and Weight Loss with Jody Eleanor, we discuss a very common but rarely discussed struggle for many trying to lose weight. On Episode 23, What You Need versus What You Want with Carl Weston, we talk about the fundamentals of health and how sometimes what the body needs is different from what you may want. On Episode 24, Gaining Health to Lose Weight with Jimmy Moore, I sit down with the one and only Jimmy Moore, a true pioneer in podcasting, self-experimentation, and sharing helpful information. On Episode 25, Exploring Calorie Density with Chef AJ, we talk to the vegan chef, Chef AJ, and she drops numerous truth bombs you must hear for yourself. On Episode 26, The Answer to All of Your Health and Weight Loss Questions, I do a solo episode, and whether you lose weight or not may depend on if you listen to this episode. On Episode 27, Fasting for Health with Chris James, we talk about one of the most powerful healing tools known to man. On Episode 28, The Pizza Diet with Chef Pasquale Cozzolino, we talk about how Chef Pasquale ate pizza and lost weight. In Episode 29, The 3 Problems with IIFYM with Coach Strick, I talk about some of the issues I have with the If It Fits Your Macros philosophy. In Episode 30, Environmental Toxins in Your Weight with Laura Adler, we discuss the ever-increasing toxins and how they may be affecting your weight. On Episode 31, Jillian Michaels' Calorie Counting Critique with Coach Strick, I do a critique of a YouTube video posted by fitness guru Jillian Michaels, where I disagree with most of her arguments for weight loss. In Episode 32, The Invisible Soda with Coach Strick, I talk about a new way of looking at diet and weight loss that could change the way you look at food forever. On Episode 33, The Dark Side of Social Media with Laura Lux, we discuss how trying to look good for the camera may not be good for your mental health. On Episode 34, Champion for Weight Loss with Coach Strick, I once again talk about why I started the podcast and my desire to help those in desperate need. On Episode 35, Your Wellness Detective with Berna Corey, we discuss why you may need a detective to help you with your health. In Episode 36, Live Fit Fuel with Olivia Ruth Estella, we discuss new and unique ways to approach weight loss. On Episode 37, 6 Miles to Supper with Kayla Cox, we talk about losing and sustaining weight loss using unconventional ways. On Episode 38, Ayurveda, A Philosophy of Life with Amaya Shiva, we talk about Ayurveda and your why, and its importance for your health. And on Episode 39, The Importance of Detox with Wendy Myers, we talk about the toxins in your environment and how to detox. And that's it for Season 2 of the Calorie Conundrum Podcast. I plan to do at least one more season beginning in the fall of 2022. Make sure you like and subscribe on your favorite podcast feed so you will be notified when Season 3 is launched. Remember to share this information so we can expand the weight loss conversation together. And with that said, this is Coach Strick saying thanks for listening, and remember, When calories in, calories out doesn't work, that, my friend, is a calorie conundrum.
This podcast, including Coach Strick and guests, disclaim responsibility for any possible adverse effects for the use of any information contained herein. Coach Strick and/or guests may recommend products or services in which they have a direct or indirect financial interest. To find out more, please visit www.calorieconundrum.com.